to another episode of After Sport. Here we delve into the lives of ex-sport athletes. We want to know what's going on in their life after their sporting career. And today we are privileged to speak to a very special person. He used to play for the Great Olympics, and then he went to play for PSV in Holland, and then move on to Saudi Arabia to play for other teams. Let's see what's coming up. My name is Mami Adra.
Today, our guest is a Ghanaian footballer born August 7, 1980. He began his career with home-based club Great Olympics in 1996. In 1998, he moved to Dutch club PSV Eindhoven. He was then transferred on loan to Danish club Sikkelberg IF, where he played a total of 31 matches and scoring 5 goals. After his time in Netherlands, he signed a contract with the Tunisian club Stade Tunisien, where he played before moving to Saudi Arabian giant Al Shabab and scored 47 goals in a total of 3 seasons. He represented the Ghana national football team in 2006 African Cup of Nations in Egypt, wearing the number 12 jersey. He played in 10 international matches and scored 1 goal for the national team. Here to delve into his life after active football is Godwin Attram. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Challenge of the day.
The challenge of the day is brought to you by Davis Palace. Who was the first Ghanaian footballer to miss a penalty at the FIFA World Cup? Again, who was the first Ghanaian footballer to miss a penalty at the FIFA World Cup? The winner gets a voucher for a massage, pedicure, manicure, gym, hairdo, and many more at Davis Palace.
Welcome to the show. Okay, I want to mention your full name. Godwin Michel Platini Attram. Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So where from the Michel Platini?
Well, I quite that name since childhood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, those days when you used to play football, we call something Unchendi.
Okay.
And then from there you move to coast football, not soccer academy like
they
I used to have now. So everyone must have a foreign name as a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's those days. So it's normal for everybody. I acquired that name Michel Platini from France.
From France. So you got the name yourself or someone gave you the name?
No, they give it to you.
Oh, okay. They look at you and
then they give you the name.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, as a number 10 player.
And you love the name?
Of course.
So you grew with the name?
I grew with the name. I did exactly
what Michel did. Wow. Okay, so let's go into your childhood. Growing up, did you always think you were going to be this big?
Well, the vision is very clear. Those who used to know me from childhood, being this way is not a surprise to them.
Okay.
Yeah, they really knew what I'm about already than seeing it now. So I don't think it's something new to them for me acquiring all those career in football.
Right, but you know that even now, so I'm wondering how it was earlier on, even now, if a child tells a parent that, oh, mommy, when I grow up, I want to be a footballer, it's like they would want to hailstorm on the person. So during your time, how was it like? Were your parents supportive, your family, were they supportive of what you wanted to do?
Well, it hasn't been easy. Those days, everyone knows that footballers are like crooks or vagabonds. That's how people thought, you know.
Exactly.
But nowadays it's different. Even the rich men or rich people trying to put their children into football.
Right.
That's why we have a lot of soccer academy now. But those days, no. It's only street boys. We are one of them. Even though I'm from a good family, but it's only streets who play football. We used to have one coach called Paul Latte. It's typical for the youth. He will tell you that she catch a BHR football, meaning rich people doesn't play football.
Wow. So it was just for those who were, known to be not rich or on the street or kobolo. So my question really is, how did your parents take you? Were they supportive? Were you ever beaten for going out to play football?
Of course, several. Several times, believe me.
Wow.
Because those Wunchendi, that we call it Wunchendi, you have to play here, play here like morning. In the afternoon, you have to go to Labadi. Maybe 5 o'clock again, you have to go to Tema. So like 3 times a day.
Wow.
And your parents will be looking
for you everywhere.
Everywhere.
Wow.
In town. So these are the things that cause those beatings. I remember like 2-3 days ago, there was a funeral for one of my players, Great Olympics. One of the boys, Tata, father. So we went to the church at Roman School, Sacred Arts.
Okay.
I went there and I was standing on the road and I was telling the boys that, hey, come on, this street. I remember one day my father really beat me.
On the street? Oh my God.
On the street.
Wow.
So it's part of it. But the good thing about me is that my father used to be a footballer.
Oh.
So he understands.
Oh, okay.
Even though I have to go to the school that he tried to control, he still gave me the privilege to play football. Okay. So I give him a big handshake for that.
Right. So thank you, Daddy, wherever you are. So how did you manage school in your childhood class, going to play Onchendi and all that? How did you manage it? Did you ever skip school?
It's really a bit challenging. It hasn't been easy going to school and playing football. But what I would say is that nowadays it's very important for every child, even if you want to play football, you have to attend school. Okay. Because a lot of our colleagues are really suffering from this time. Okay. I am blessed and I thank God that I had even another godmother who really put the strict on me. He restricted me so seriously to go to the school. So there was a time that I put football aside for like almost 2 to 3 years. Oh, okay. Yeah, and then I schooled. Oh, okay. So what level did you get in education? I completed Form 5. Oh, Form 5. Oh, okay. Okay, that's great. So what was the first team you played for? I mean, from childhood. Where was the first? I started from Kaolin Babies. Okay. How old were you then? I was about 12, 14 years. 12, 14, yeah. Okay. I started from under 14. Under 14. And then we were graduated to under 15, and then under 17. But after the under 14, we were already in the Greater Accra National Selected side in Ghana. Okay. That's me, Elaye, Apia, all of the names that you know. Oh, okay. We've grown up together from scratch. Oh, okay. So, I mean, all of them are your friends. But was there someone in particular who held your hand to enter into the under 14 before you went to the next level? No, football is everywhere. We have been around already in those Wunchendi and things. So even the chairman of the coach football, that's how they selected their players. Oh, okay. Yes, they go around and then they see, well, like you see the children playing there. I can even sense a footballer from there. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is how it is. And that was Chairman Ray from Kaolin Babies, and then it's late. May his soul rest in peace. Coach Tayo Ajime, and then CK is still alive. Oh, okay. Yeah, they have really done a lot in our life. Oh, okay. So you just you have to put in your best, and then if your best gets you somewhere, you are selected to go to the next level. Right, we'll go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll see what's next. So after you played for Kaolin Babies, where did you go to? We played regionals, and then we won the cup, Kaolin Babies, for the first time, Milo Championship. Oh yeah, yeah, right. And then we were selected to the National Soccer Academy, the first Ghana National Soccer Academy. Wow. We started it. What year was that? That was 93. 91, 92, 93. Okay. 92, 93. Okay, exactly. Okay. And from there, what was the next? From there, that's how we got to move to Great Olympics. Oh, yeah. 7 of us from Kaolin Babies. Who have been? Yeah, that's me, Godwin Attram, Lai Kinson, Jose Boatin, Dankwe, Christopher Ability, Aule Jr., and then Niayi Amon. Are these all still your friends? They are all my friends. You are still in touch? Yeah, still in touch. Okay. So Jose Boatin is actually the goalkeeper's trainer of the academy. Oh wow, that's great. Okay. So what was the greatest achievement at the Olympics for you? For you? A lot. I've been all-time best scorer at that time.
Yeah, of course.
And then from there, I got a chance also to travel outside.
Okay, we'll talk about
very important.
Very, very important. We'll talk about that later on. We'll be right back. Right. So we know that you spent a little over 18 months at Olympics, and from there you moved to PSV Eindhoven. And but when you got there, because you were, I mean, it's alleged, and we all know that because you were young, they didn't let you play.
No, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went through one scout scope into visa, actually behind my soccer academy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my godfather.
Okay.
I'm the only Ghanaian with a white father.
You are special.
Yeah. It took me when I was 16 years. Through some coach Ade, who's late.
Yeah, yeah.
He used to be his friend. And he told him that, hey, I have a very young, talented boy in Ghana from the Ghana National Soccer Academy, and now he's playing the Olympics. You can come and have a look. So when he came, Olympics were playing against Kotoko.
Okay.
And that day, I was the best in the match. So since then, it took me to PSV Eindhoven, and I signed a contract for 5 years.
Okay. But after your 5 years, you know, there were other good teams like FC Bayern Munich, there was AC Milan. Why didn't you join them, but you decided to, you know, play for other Arabian
PSV
teams?
is also a big club in Europe.
Yeah. But I mean, after your time with PSV.
Yeah. I signed a contract for 5 years, and on the way, I started coming to national team, under 17, under 20, and then I had a problem with my work permit. So I couldn't go back when it's time for them to promote me to the senior side. I couldn't have that chance. So I was loaned to Sikkerborg in Denmark. I've been loaning to different clubs.
Right.
So my career in Europe became shaken. That's the problem, and then I ended up in Arab football for 13 years.
Oh, yeah, yes.
That's
for
all
13 years, and for all the good things you did over there. Right now, let's talk about the national team. In 2006, you were part of the guys that qualified us for the World Cup. But when it was time for the selection, you didn't make it. What really happened?
Yeah, it's really pity for me. But hey, life must go on. I've been in the national team even when I was 16 years.
Yeah.
That was Abedipele time, Kwame Ayu, name them, all the big players.
Yeah.
Tony Yeboah, all of them. I joined them in the 1998 qualifier.
Right.
Yeah, I was the only youth player in Ito Forukwe at that time. So for me, certain things that happen in Ghana football, I don't take it personal. It's something that we all fix it. But the good thing is, you yourself, what will you do for yourself to make it in future? That's Godwin Attram.
Right, I know, and then everybody knows you've said a lot about it, but we really want to know what really happened. Because anytime we think about it, we're like, oh no, I mean, with you, Lai, and all that, we just, the three of you, just don't understand why you couldn't make it for the selection.
If you want to talk about it, we won't leave here.
In a brief.
I'm sure we won't leave here. Well, it all started from our African Cup in Egypt. And then there is a slight misunderstanding, and then I decided to take my bag and then go to my club and work. And then since then, when I came back, Coach Dikovic, final selection, I was out. But I was one boy that he really loves a lot. With character and passion in the game. He likes me a lot, but it happens. And trust me, I put it behind me, and I stood focused that, hey, come on. I have to still do what? Make it in life. If World Cup or no World Cup,
of course.
Football after life is what matters.
Right, but was the misunderstanding your fault?
Not really. But we are human.
Of course.
Certain things that you will not understand, and you get up one day and say, no, come on, hey, I won't do it. Like, look at what happened to me in Great Olympics during my coaching time last year. I can decided never to coach Olympics again, but it's football. There must be some challenges and then obstacles on your way that you have to do what? Stand firm on it and then decide very well for your career. So
Right.
It's okay by me. I still have my life. I thank God for that. Good health, as you can see.
I can see. You're very fit. Yeah, of course. You're very
I can still play football.
You're very fit.
Among all those players, I was the only one who just decided to stop playing football.
Yeah. Suddenly you just decided to stop.
206.
Yeah.
The only one who decided to stop football. So,
and you're still doing well.
So
and you're doing well.
You can see that life is very good
right.
than any other thing in the world.
Right. Now, you spoke of coaching. I mean, after you made all that money and you came down, we were thinking we just focus on business. Why did you decide to go into coaching? I mean, with all the insults that comes your way every now and then.
I was born in football. I was born into football. There's nothing that can change it. I can't do any other business that I don't know much about than to do football. So that's how I decided that I have to do football. I've been doing it already when even I was a player. I've been helping players going outside, side them, even when they don't have anybody. I bring them to myself, train them whenever I'm on holidays. So this thing has been there already. So when my godfather called me, I remember my last contract in Qatar, he told me that, hey, Godwin, come on, it's a time. Try and do soccer academy. I know you to be a good coach in future.
Right.
Come on, do it, and I'll be behind you. I'll support you. So he gave me the motivation and the vim to go and do it. So when I came, I said, hey, come on, hey, I won't train big players again or bring them closer. It's better to do with the youth. And I remember that Coach George Lamte of Liberty, he knows what I do already. And so one time that I went to play with Liberty with the young boys, he said, hey, come on, Godwin, this is what I was expecting for you to do. So it's good, come on, go on. So this is how I started. And trust me, up to today, I've been very, very grateful to the Almighty God. That I really have almost 50 boys who are very talented, and I always challenge our football fraternity in Ghana that there are a lot of talent in Ghanaian football. We shouldn't give them frustration. They shouldn't face any frustration. It's all about managerial aspects. If they got what they want, and footballers in Ghana, all they need is where to sleep and what to eat. And then trust me, you train them and they'll make it to the
We are going to talk more about your boys, but I want to know where you want to take what's going to be the final destination for your coaching career. Do you just want to train the boys like this, or
ultimately?
The sky is the limit. So we're going to go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we want to see what's going on in his life after sports. Welcome back. Like I said, right now we are going to know what's going on in his life after the sport. Right. So I wanted to go straight into what's happening now after the whole, glorious day. But first of all, there's something that I really want to ask. What's going on with Olympics? Because there's so much drama. Today this, tomorrow that, we are dissolving. I mean, what is really the problem with Olympics?
Yeah, you're right. Only Konso, right? Yeah, that's the Wonder Club.
Yeah, only Konso.
That's the Wonder Club. It's nothing new to Ghanaians, There are certain things that happen mostly in Great Olympics. But what is the most important thing now that I am there, and then I'm trying to be professional and do the professional things for the club, which I'm pleading with all the fans and everyone in Great Olympics to understand the structure and the planning of the club. It has been a problem for Great Olympics since, not in our time, but after we have left. That's our generation, and their generation, It has been a whole lot of problems. Before, Great Olympics is one of the biggest clubs.
Yeah, of course.
Even till now, they are one of the biggest clubs. And for just few years now, it has been rough. Very, very rough, in which now the management and the fans are trying to create a committee, as well as the management, to stay on it for the club to do and come back to their normal status that everyone used to know. For now, it's true, we play the league, and on paper, we are relegated, which is true. But we had a protest case against the FA, which is going on right now. We're supposed to be done a long time ago, but the FA didn't talk about it, and they tried to start the league, and then the management decided to put injunction on the league. So the league board are trying to start the league, but I don't think it's going to happen, because Olympics is going all the way to fight for their rights.
You're going to fight for your right. You know, I realize you are trying to play very safe on telling us exactly what the problem is. But the most important thing is you are all ready to fight for the right of the team. Now, one thing that really bothers me is most of the fans of Olympics love you. They really do love you. But for those that are sometimes a bit critical, they go like, because you have your own academy, you try to bring your players in. How do you feel when you hear about such things?
It doesn't really bother me that much, because in life, there are certain things that you have to face. Criticism is very important in life. If you are a man and you can't stand the critics, then it's better you find yourself in somewhere else. It's important to stay on the critic way so that you can do what? Plan very well and do everything right for the people. Those who are criticizing, they also have their opinion. But if they have been able to look at things very well, they will see that for a very long time, Great Olympics has not been able to do what? Produce players in foreign as well as the national team. So that's what I'm trying to bring into the club.
Right.
And the only way they can get those things is from the youth players who are hungry and ready to play football. Experienced players are very important as well. It matters a lot. We ourselves, when we came to Olympics, we were very young, 16, 15. We were blended with experienced players. Fabien Asiedu, Amwata, you are, name them. But they were ready to do what? Work. Experienced players who are not ready to work, they are important. But if they are not ready to work with character to train the young ones, then they are not needed in the team. Because football is all about working, staying focused, mentally, desiring to play, which is very important in life. So I told the experienced players, blend up with the youth. So Olympics can have all those national team players as well, for the team to do what? Groom up again and come back to their normal position in Ghana football. Others understand, others do don't understand. But right now, trust me, they really do understand. So it's good that challenges will come for people to be on the right side.
Okay, so for you, the critics actually, they motivate you, they get you on your toes, they get you to do more. That's actually a very good one. That's actually a very good one. Now let's talk about what's happening now after sport. After you said, you know what, I'm done with professional football for yourself. What is really happening? We know you have the academy, but first of all, how many team players do you have on the academy?
I have almost about 45 to 50 players now on board.
How many did you start with?
I started with, first I started with around 20 boys. 20? Yeah, and now we have almost about 50, with, including the U12 up to U20.
Oh, okay. How do you do your selection? Is it that the parents bring their awards to you? I don't know. How do you do it? How do you do your selection?
Well, actually, this soccer academy is free. It's for street boys, children who really need help and want to play football, which is very important, because that's what the poor guys are really lacking to enter into the football. Rich guys doesn't like football that much, but nowadays they are into football. So what I do normally is that I'm here with Coach Ebendazi, who is also an ex Black Star player before. When he was in the Olympic team under 23, I was in the soccer academy. But here we are together now. He's my assistant coach here. Actually, he's the one taking care of the U20 up to 17, and then I take it from there. Sometimes I come to do the tactical work for them, which is very European way.
Okay.
For the skill work, he can do it, but the European tactical way and the mind cycling and everything, I do that for the boys because they really need it. So what we do is that a group of people as a scouts.
Okay.
And as you know already that this academy has been established, we have been gained the exposure even in foreign land. We have won cup there and everything. So we already know now. So people have been calling by themselves. Parents have been calling. We have our kids who want to play football and all these kind of things. What we do right now is whenever they bring the kids, or let's say a football club like Coast Club, they bring their boys, like 5 or 6. We will put them on trial. And when the trial is going on, their parents give them the food. Give them money for the food, pay for the food. Because those days, I used to do it free, and a lot of players come to eat and then they go. So they pay for the food, while the rooms are free. They sleep here for free.
Wow.
Till we pick them.
Wow.
In 6 months, we can tell
Who,
if the boy can make it
or not.
in the academy or not.
Oh, okay.
So this is how we go about our structure here, which is very, very important. So if we have seen that, hey, come on, you are not a player who can make it to the top or have the mindset to play football, we send you away.
You don't waste
because
your
it's
time.
strictly for footballers.
Right.
It's not just for soccer academy that parents can come and dump children and then pay money and then they go. No, that's why I'm able to have 50 talented boys. 50 talented boys.
That's actually
so
very
this
good
is
one.
how
You'd
we
go about your selection. Right, so I realized that most of the ex-footballers, if they set up an academy, they themselves coach and do everything. So I was wondering, okay, how come you're able to do it and then you have another person?
Exactly.
Now you even mentioned that the rooms that the boys sleep in are for free. Please tell us, do you have sponsorship coming from outside or something?
Yeah, as I told you before from the beginning that my godfather, who is Visa, a Chelsea scout, he made me who I am today from scratch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He made me who I am today. Everything that I've gained in football in my career is the one who is behind it. Because he took me to PSV Eindhoven. I made a lot of money. I went to Middle East. He's behind me with advice and everything. And then when I'm about to end my career, he's there also to tell me that, hey, come on, my boy, do the soccer academy, I'll support you. So he's the one who is behind the academy. He has been supporting me with the little that I was able to make in football. As I'm talking to you now, we normally travel every year to a tournament in Europe. We just won a cup last year, under 20 in Holland. We played 2 tournaments. We're supposed to win both, but the other way around, there was a fatigue among the boys, and we lost 1 cup. But we were able to bring 1. This year, actually, we are supposed to go to next gen. No, sorry, not next gen. Toulon tournament in France. But we had a discussion, and I decided that no, come on, I really need a sports complex, which is very important. Here is good for training, but I need a real sports complex like stadium that will train and then also play matches. So I canceled the trip, and better to put that money to build up the stadium. So that's the planning now, that this year we are not be able to go to a tournament, because I'm already aware for those who are supposed to go outside now and sign a contract. I have already marketed them. They have gained the exposure. Everyone have already seen those who are supposed to go outside now and sign a contract. The new one are now coming. They need 1 or 2 years more to graduate to the top. So there's no need for this tournament. It's better to put the money into the project of the stadium. So that's the planning.
That's actually a very wise thing to do. Right, you're married. How long has it been?
About 18 to 20 years now.
Okay, how many kids do you have?
Wow. We all went to the same school.
Oh, okay.
Me and my wife went to the same school.
Wow. So you've been married for like 20 years.
Yes.
Wow. How many kids do you have?
We have 3 kids.
3 kids.
1 boy who is part of the soccer academy.
Yeah.
And then 2 daughters.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's beautiful. How old is the oldest?
The older one is 15 years.
15 years. I see. Now, apart from, I mean, we all know you have the academy. Apart from the academy, what else do you have? What other investments do you have?
Well, I have an hospitality business. That one has already been built a long time ago, about 15 years ago.
Where?
It's around Race Course.
Okay.
The Debbie Royal Hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, and then after that, there are some projects here and there.
What project?
As
We want
you
to
know.
know. We want to know what project.
You know, you can't disclose everything.
I know, but just give us, because you know we want to know, because most people come there and then you realize that where to put the money is either a problem or they are not able to manage their funds well, and before you realize they are not living the kind of life they envision they will be living after the end of their career. So if you are able to do something, we want to know, so that you tell us how you went about it.
Yeah, you are right about that, and I feel pity really for those who such things happen to them.
Sure.
But it's from scratch, you know. If you really know where you came from, you have to know that planning has to do what? Be the key in your life. And always you have to try to put up your mind on certain things, that football is just for 35 years or up to 40.
Right.
Nothing more. And that's the training I'm giving to the boys. The new generation now in our country really need people like us to train them, because problem that a lot of ex-footballers have faced, the new ones
They shouldn't
have faced that problem. So they really need us. And to all listeners, as well as football managerial people, they have to understand that they need ex-footballers who have been to the top to come and do what? Help them manage their clubs. It will bring a whole lot for the clubs.
Right, because that's basically what this show is about. You want to know what's going on after your glorious days, and you know, maybe you have a word or two for those who are already playing and those who are upcoming. Because there are times that we've heard stories of someone will be out there suffering and will trust maybe a wife, a brother, a friend to maybe put up an establishment for the person. Before they come down, there is nothing to show for.
Yeah, actually I was blessed and very lucky. I have only 2 sisters. And my parents, that's my mom and my dad. They are not people who really causes problems. They understand me, my way of living. I was well trained. And then I also got a godmother who is called Mrs. Abeka. She's late.
Okay.
She trained me.
Yeah,
like
you
a
mentioned.
woman.
Yeah, you mentioned her before.
I know how to cook everything. Yeah, I does it by myself.
Right.
In the foreign land. So a lot of project that I did is from my wife.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's the one who did it. So the best thing I'll tell them is that, like the way I started with my wife from scratch, I was nobody. Really nobody. She stood behind me till I got where I am right now.
Okay.
And she's the one who did all my project work. So if you don't have anyone, it's better you keep your money, and whenever you come by yourself, you come and do it, than to entrust in someone, give everything to the person, and then at the end you have a problem. Okay. Actually, this project I did it by myself. Okay. Because I was already about to end a career in foreign land and come to Ghana. So this one I did it. But the other projects, she did it. My houses, everything, my parents' houses, a mom house, everything.
You say houses like you have about 20 houses. You know, we don't mind knowing how many houses you have, you know.
I have, but the one I've mentioned is what I have.
You didn't even, you just said houses. You didn't say whether they are 5 or 20 or 15. Or you are scared we will ask you to give us one.
Is the one I have.
We won't ask you to give us one.
Actually, this is the main big.
This is the main one. How old is this building anyway?
This has been only for, I think, 2 years.
2 years? Oh, okay.
There's a hostel that can bring funds to take care of the boys. There's a gym. So there are facilities in here that can bring funds to take care of the boys.
All right, so what's the future? What's the future like for the boys?
Well, sometimes we try to bring up the things, but a lot will depend on them.
Okay.
I am bringing all the exposure things that they need to stand on and do the job. So it's really open. You know, you can give birth to about 5, 10, but it's not all of them who will be able to make it. So the planning is that it's not everyone who can go to Europe. That's why I decided before it's only the academy that I'm managing.
Okay.
But after the Olympics incident, I decided that, hey, come on, it's better I play the league, as already some people really advised me on that. I decided to play the league because I realized that, hey, you can't really put those who can't go to Europe, develop them through some clubs in Ghana because they don't understand.
They don't understand the system, that's true.
So it's better I play the league, even if the boy is 15 years and he can match up with the big boys. I put him in. It's my own club.
That's true.
To gain the structure, the belief, the confidence, the motivation, desiring, and everything before you get to the top. Okay. You see the boys training.
I saw them.
In 1 year or 2 years, believe me, they will match up with the big ones. Because of what? They are already doing all kind of training, and I'll put them to play in the league with the bigger boys. So within a year or 2, they are already there. So those that the scouts will come down, or we go into the tournament and they will be selected, they are the ones who will do what? Go to Europe. But the structure and everything is for Europe.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the future is actually very, very bright for the kids. Is there any huge thing we should expect from you the next few years? Anything huge that we should expect from your camp?
Yeah, in the next few years, believe me, Attram Divisa Soccer Academy, about 4 or 5 players will reign in the national black star team. And then under 17 and under 20 as well. Wow. As I'm talking to you right now, they just ended the trial period for the national under 17 boys. Everyone in the country, National Soccer Academy, a lot brought their players. And by God's grace, they selected about 8 players from Attram Divisa Soccer Academy.
Wow.
So you can tell. I'm not the one to say anything.
Of course.
And those who selected, they are really happy with the structure of the academy.
Right.
So I thank God for everything.
We thank God.
As today, I told you, it's not about playing the World Cup, but it's about what you can do in your life.
That's true. All right. Right. So now your final words to the young and upcoming players.
Well, I think I would like to urge them on one thing, that they should believe in themselves, which is very important, the key in football, as well as the character aspect. And then also do what? Listening to the coaches. Go to school as well, which we all need in our life. They shouldn't talk about stopping school and playing football. No. Because football now is all about teaching. And if you don't have the knowledge and the wisdom, it will be difficult for you to make it up to the top. So they should stay focused also as well in school, and then take their training seriously, as well as the discipline aspect, which is very, very important. And I would like to plead with all Ghanaians chairmen who are managing football to understand the way that football has changed. The kids or the playing body and the players as well are their friends. We don't have, I am bigger than the player. Because without the player, you are not a management in the football fraternity. So they should respect the players, even at the tender age. Because they will one day do what? Become a superstar.
Right.
And there you face the problem with the player.
That's true.
I am the president of Attram Divisa Academy and the coach as well. I live with them like brothers.
Yeah, so how you relate to them.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
So they have to relate very well to the players. And this is where they will really see the talents in the boys than what they are seeing now. And people are really talking a lot about Ghanaians are short of what? Talent. No, never. Never. We all came from here. Abedipele them all started in Ghana. They were born in Ghana. Shamokwe, Jodebra them. Everybody. And we also came. Asian them came. They did them came. So how come can we talk that talents are no more in Ghana? Talents are here. But the way we are going to manage them and train them by respecting the coaches, giving them all that they needed so they won't collect money from the boys, and train them accordingly in the style that what they will become someone like us in future. That's all I have for Ghanaians.
Oh, thank you so much. So we'll be right back after this one.
The challenge of the day is brought to you by Davis Palace. Who was the first Ghanaian footballer to miss a penalty at the FIFA World Cup? Again, who was the first Ghanaian footballer to miss a penalty at the FIFA World Cup? The winner gets a voucher for a massage, pedicure, manicure, gym, hairdo, and many more at Davis Palace.
So that was a very good segment with Godwin Attram. It's been a very educative and helpful, and I know and I hope that if you're a young and upcoming footballer, you've learned a lot. And I would want to say a very big thanks to Davis Palace inside East Legon for making this show a success, from my hair, makeup, and the vouchers that you are winning for answering the questions are coming from them. It's been a very good time with you. My name is Mami Aja, and we'll see you next week.